We're joined today by Keren Peterson, Managing Director of Trigg Minerals. Keren, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me, David.
A really interesting project in Western Australia, a commodity not well known to Australian investors, but very well known to overseas investors. Tell us about the project and why is it getting such strong international interest?
Well, at Russell, we've made a globally significant discovery of sulphate of potash, and it is substantial in its scale and potential production volume. So we are getting a lot of interest, particularly in the last 12 months in regards to all the global supply disruptions that we're experiencing in the potash market.
And what are some of the project highlights? You've identified a globally significant project, but why does this project jump out to you?
Well, it's high-grade potassium and sulphur, and together those ions combine to make potassium sulphate, which is a really efficient mineral fertiliser for global food security. It contains only nutrients the plants need, so there's nothing detrimental in it compared to the alternative being muriate, which is what most of the market is made up from, because there just isn't enough sulphate of potash globally to feed the current 8 billion people on the planet.
And strong ESG credentials at a time when ESG is clearly in focus for investors?
Yes, being able to mine it without an open pit, an underground or a rock waste dump, it's really sustainable from a mining perspective. We harvest a lot of solar energy in the production basis of it, and also being very clean and efficient fertiliser, it enhances the sustainability of agriculture. So all the way down the supply chain of the sulphate of potash production and then the use is very sustainable.
Finding and identifying a big project is one thing, but now it's about how do you get it into development and into production. What's the study work you're doing and what is it highlighting for you?
The first part of our study work was to show that it's an economic project, because there's not a lot of rules of thumb, because these projects are so rare. We needed to do the study to do that, and it did show quite a substantial project there as sulphate of potash. We also have some other minerals in that brine that we may add to that process, and that includes magnesium in the brine and additional sulphate. So those two can combine to be magnesium sulphate, and we're looking at how we can really optimise that endowment. So we've got a study stream going on through that part, and we've also got another study stream that's looking at how to address some of the issues that we've seen with some of the peers that have been through some commissioning difficulties, so that we can get more control of the process, because there's so much of it relying on the environment and trying to maintain equilibrium in the chemistry in that open environment, that we're looking at ways that we can enhance that process to build a more robust project.
Where to from here?
Well, continue working on those study streams. We're also drilling to enhance the resource so that we'll be able to convert that to an ore reserve when we can complete a pre-feasibility study. So keeping all the project elements running, and also looking at potential offtake partners and ideally strategic investment from that aspect, so that we can build this project and build it with confidence.
Globally significant project, key work being done, lots of news flow for investors to keep their eye on. Keren, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David.